The uplifting sound of Easter Mass tonight at St. Anne Catholic Church in Beaumont. Parishioners packing the pews on the holiest day on the Christian calendar. Easter marks the resurrection of Jesus and his triumph over death. Good evening, Southeast Texas, and happy Easter to those who celebrate. We appreciate you spending part of it with us here tonight on 12 News. I'm Cameron Seibert. We're going to get right to the storm trackers tonight. The weather this weekend, just good enough for some Easter egg hunts on Saturday. This was the scene at Rogers Park as kids searched for hundreds of eggs laid out by the Easter Bunny. We're going to take a look outside live now on the Roofing 911 Skycam network. This is the view out in Lake Charles, courtesy of LaBerge Casinos. You can see clear skies out there right now. Been relatively dry this weekend. I'm in the Storm Tracker Center right now with meteorologist Carrie Cooper. Carrie, we were talking about it earlier. Temperatures around the 60s right now this weekend. It's like winter has continued here to Easter all of a sudden.
It does. It doesn't want to give up. We usually have that one last chilly spell around Easter, but we've got another cold front coming next weekend too, so winter just doesn't want to say goodbye just yet. And it's been pleasant this weekend. At least we've avoided the rain. Temperatures right now at our Roofing 911 Skycam network. Port Arthur, we're running in the low to mid 60s under cloudy skies. Had a lot of clouds today. We expect a lot of clouds overnight. Temperatures dropping a couple of more degrees, not too much more. Should bottom out in the lower 60s, maybe around 60 up in the lakes. Light northeasterly winds, cloudy skies right now. And future casts will show temperatures dropping in some areas, though, into the upper 50s by morning. I think we'll be a little bit warmer tonight due to the thicker cloud cover we have across southeast Texas. So temperatures will continue to be pretty nice the next couple of days, especially for lows. You know, our normal low is 58. We should be in the 50s to near 60 the next few nights. We'll talk about that and a very small chance of rain coming up in just a few minutes.
Developing this weekend, a woman from Louisiana was killed this morning in an early morning crash in Beaumont. Beaumont police say she drove her car into the back of another car on Interstate 10 and she lost control. She ended up leaving the road and colliding with this tree. The shocking video from our crew on scene. Police have identified the driver as 23-year-old Skyla Grimshaw of Louisiana. Police say she wasn't wearing a seatbelt and she died on impact. Jefferson County Sheriff's deputies are investigating a deadly shooting Saturday night near Lede Arena in Cheek, Texas. 911 calls for shots fired led deputies there to the arena in Cheek. They found two men who had been shot. Both had to be taken to the hospital. A 20-year-old from Houston was pronounced dead and a 37-year-old from Beaumont is in stable condition. Deputies say there were large crowds out there, but witnesses are not cooperating at this time. They say their investigation continues. Also tonight, we have new information from an explosion at a lab near Nederland on Saturday. 3 employees were injured and had to be flown to the hospital. It happened here at AmSpec on Jerry Ware Drive just after 5 o'clock. Nederland Fire Chief Terry Morton says a small explosion and a flash fire happened inside that lab during testing. Chief Morton says the public was never in any danger, and those 3 employees were flown to UTMB and Memorial Hermann hospitals. 12 News has reached out to AmSpec for comment. We have not yet heard back. How about the special return Saturday night for a 409 champ? Alexis Morris was back in Beaumont after taking home a national championship with the LSU Tigers. The Beaumont native put her city on the map, and boy did Beaumont come out to show their support. Morris played a key role in the championship game with the Tigers. She scored 21 points in their big win over Iowa. She graduated from Legacy Christian Academy right here in Beaumont, and now she's inspiring the next generation of Southeast Texans.
I'm just super grateful and appreciative, you know, to be able to come back to my hometown and be an inspiration and aspiration to the younger generation and the kids that's trying to, you know, make it out of Beaumont, because it's a really tough place to make it out of, and I'm just happy to be home. Home sweet home, baby.
Morris has more than just that championship to celebrate. She was officially invited to the WNBA draft that's going to be coming this Monday. All right, moving across Texas now, Governor Abbott announced plans this weekend to pardon a convicted Army sergeant. Daniel Perry was convicted of murder by a Travis County jury on Friday, but the governor thinks he's innocent. Perry shot an Air Force veteran, Garrett Foster, 5 times during a Black Lives Matter protest in 2020. Perry was driving for Uber at the time when he encountered Foster and other protesters in downtown Austin. Perry claims he opened fire in self-defense because Foster had an assault rifle, but prosecutors contend Perry had other options for dealing with the situation, like simply driving away. In a tweet this weekend, Governor Abbott said, quote, "I am working as swiftly as Texas law allows regarding the pardon of Sergeant Perry." He added that Texas has one of the strongest stand-your-ground laws of self-defense that cannot be nullified by a jury or a progressive attorney. Certainly more to come on that. This weekend, lawmakers in Washington are calling for an investigation into Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas. It comes after a bombshell ProPublica report saying Thomas and his wife went on a number of undisclosed luxury vacations with Republican megadonor Harlan Crow. Justice Thomas said Friday he did not disclose the travel because he was advised he didn't have to. 24 Democratic lawmakers sent a letter to Chief Justice John Roberts. They're calling for an independent and transparent investigation into whether Thomas violated any rules or laws. Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones has a court date tomorrow for a sexual assault case. A woman claims the Cowboys owner kissed and grabbed her without consent back in 2018. The case was originally dismissed when the woman didn't reveal her identity in her filing, but a Texas appeals court reversed that ruling once she provided proof of her identity. Jones has denied those accusations. You're looking at protests around the country Saturday, sparked by a decision from a federal judge in Texas halting the use of a common abortion pill. The drug was originally approved by the FDA in 2000, and the Department of Justice plans to appeal the Texas ruling to ban the pill. Experts expect this to be a long, drawn-out legal battle. You're seeing some of that video now of those protests. Some even think the Supreme Court is considering taking the case.
What is most likely to happen is that there will be a split in the circuits. So the Fifth Circuit will rule one way, the Ninth Circuit will rule a different way, and the Supreme Court will say, now there is a conflict between two circuits, and that means we should probably hear this case and decide the issue on the merits.
If the Texas ruling stands, it would take effect nationwide, even in states where abortion is legal. Women would not have access to mifepristone, that's that drug. 40% of abortion clinics nationwide only offer abortion pills. We turn now to the growing calls to reinstate 2 Tennessee lawmakers. They were expelled for violating decorum rules after they protested for gun reform on the House floor there in Tennessee. As ABC's Andrew Dimbert reports tonight, they could be returning to their seats as early as this week.
Ousted Democratic Tennessee lawmaker Justin Jones visited his church Sunday as the Nashville Metro Council prepares to convene a special meeting on Monday to nominate him back to his legislative seat.
It's not over. That we are a resurrection people.
He was ousted in a Republican-led effort to expel him and Democratic colleague Justin Pearson after they took to the House floor in a protest pushing for gun reform following a deadly shooting at the Covenant School in Nashville.
It is young people, it's children and teenagers by the thousands who continue to protest, who continue to march, who continue to raise their voices to say we need to do something to end gun violence.
They're speaking out. They're speaking out on some serious issues, and they deserve to be heard. This is democracy.
Pearson had just won his seat in January during a special election. Commissioners in his county are also considering steps to return him to office and will discuss the matter in a special meeting Wednesday.
This is one of the greatest tactics of voter disenfranchisement and voter oppression that I have ever witnessed.
Thousands now without representation in the Tennessee State House.
I feel like it's suppressing the vote that myself and my family and 70,000 other people have cast.
Republican lawmakers defended their vote and pushed back against accusations of racism after a white Democratic colleague, Gloria Johnson, survived expulsion by a single vote, telling Fox News,
"They disrupted the function, started mobilizing and shouting and creating chaos within the House of Representatives to the point that business could not be conducted."
Jones tells ABC's Faith Abube the expulsion vote has only given him a deeper conviction to act.
There are people who don't have anyone to do their constituent affairs anymore. We definitely have unfinished business.
Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.